everyone. If you're catching the replay, we're going to get started here in just a couple moments. I'll wait for some people to arrive and we'll discuss what the latest news is regarding the abandoned mausoleum. If you're arriving, feel free to say hello. Let me know that you're here. Well, today is pretty much like a heat wave compared to previous days. It's in the upper 30s right now. So yeah, I am enjoying the warm weather. So we're going to wait just a few moments for some more people to arrive. I'm going to give you a brief tour of this place. I'm going to share the latest news because I was actually contacted by someone about possible changes coming that may result in the end of this state of condition for this mausoleum. Give you just a look through the window here. Let me know how clarity is too as far as audio and visuals. I haven't gone live in a long time, and I typically don't go live through the YouTube app. I just wanted to keep it rather simple today. But hello everyone, thanks for stopping by this rather unexpected live stream. People are having trouble hearing me. Hopefully you can hear me. If you could hear me, respond with a yes. I don't want to keep moving until we get that sorted out. All right, Jake responds, sound and video, thumbs up. Got a yes. Low volume, but I can hear you. Okay, I'm not using a microphone, just using the audio from the phone itself. So I'll try to speak up a little bit louder, but you may notice I am not Grizzly Adams anymore. Put on the TV, you can hear it better. Okay, so maybe headphones or TV volume might help. I'll keep that in mind if I do go live in the future to bring a microphone. So I do want to bring you up to board on a few things. So I am coming to you from the Good Shepherd Mausoleum, a place I have been documenting since 2017. And pretty much each and every year I came here, or usually around October, the condition has gotten worse than the previous year. And although it has gotten worse, there actually has been some good things that have happened as well. Now, while I'm talking, I'm just going to briefly look at the chat, so I'm not ignoring anyone. I just want to kind of get it out while it's fresh in my mind. But hello to everyone stopping by here. Glad to see you here. I know it's been a while since I've been live, but I figure this is something we could do live for a short stream. It's not going to be very lengthy, but I do want to touch base on just a few things. So just getting back to what I was saying, 2017, I started documenting this place. And this is a place that's been technically considered abandoned, where there's no ownership. Even though it is owned by someone, they forfeited their ownership. They bought it at a tax auction, not knowing it was a mausoleum. They thought they were just buying the property and a building, and they didn't want to take over the responsibilities of basically the repairs that were needed for this building. And they were in badly need of repair back in 2017. So obviously it's gotten even worse since then. And over time, we've come here year after year, and the place has not looked any better. There's broken glass, broken windows, broken stained glass. But like I said, not all is bad, because not only has some volunteers stepped up to kind of maintain the property, which was almost like a jungle at some points. My most recent visit here this past October, people actually cleaned up the inside here of the building, and it's looked the best it's had in years. But there may be some big changes coming that may terminate the abandoned condition of this building. So I'll get to that a little bit later. I just want to give you just a brief look at this place since we are here today and share what I can tell you, which is not a whole lot, but it's something that was shared with me privately by a reliable source. So that's hopefully going to be telling that things may be changing for the, well, I'd just say changing without spoiling it too much. So looking in here, obviously we have broken glass. And as I've stated before, the windows were never broken here until I believe the township it was put this cable on the doors and locked it up. When those doors were open, nothing was really vandalized. So it wasn't until that happened that this took place. I'm not sure how the service is going to be in here, so if I do start lagging or blurry, I will go back outside. But not a whole lot has changed in here except just more peeling of the paint, some more stains. A lot of people have been removed from here per the request of the families and relocated. And it is still a beautiful place when you look past everything that is unfortunately happened to it. People didn't expect that what they paid to be their final resting place would fall into disrepair and neglect. So it is a sad and unfortunate situation, and has been tied up in a legal battle for years. Because if anyone does step up to make any changes or do anything to it, they basically assume full responsibility and will have to fork out a lot of money to basically do what's needed to be done for this property. The office building is still here. I will give you guys a brief look at that. And it's still full of cough medicine. And as I've stated before, these are mostly Italian individuals laid to rest here, side by side, husband and wife. And this is not an intro, I am live, so if you don't want to wish to hear me speak, come back after the live stream is done and you could skip through to whatever part you want. So let's head back outside. We're on the side of the building here to show you some of the openings that we've seen previously. You can tell the overhang here covering is not improved, obviously. And I'm only referring to the one individual who's saying it's taking too long to do the intro, so not speaking to everyone, just anyone who is not really wanting to listen to me walk and talk. You obviously don't have to, you're here voluntarily. But hello to everyone tuning in, glad to have you here. Those ones may or may not be new. I can't remember if those were open from last time, so there may have been some more people removed from our last visit. Oh, this is broken into here. That wasn't like that last time. That was sealed up last time. I don't know if that, I mean, it's intentional, obviously. I don't know if they were checking for something or if that's vandalized. If you guys want to take a peek inside, there's nothing in there. Just yeah, that was sealed up. Typically, there would be a coffin behind there. I'll take you on the other side, then we'll give you a brief look at the office building, which is where all the cough medicine is, and where people have suspicions that it may have been a type of drug lab or meth lab. We do have this tree here that has some large limbs that have broken off. So that has happened recently, probably from some of the windstorms we've had or heavier snowfalls. Thankfully, it didn't do any damage to the property. It is just laying here. It will be probably cleaned up this springtime. And if you guys went back to my earlier videos, like 2017, this whole land here was overgrown severely. You couldn't even see the ground. It was just several feet high of weeds and other things that were just making it look pretty deplorable. Even over here too, there's only sections of it that were just maintained. Other sections were overgrown. So volunteers have stepped up, have came here, and it's due to my videos, me making this aware to others out there who didn't know what was going on. So I'm glad to see that that has taken place, and that was my job, is to kind of get the word out there, make people aware of what the situation is, and hopefully something can come of it rather than just sitting in a state of disrepair and decay. And the individuals actually have reached out to me too, personally, to tell me that they were excuse me, coming here to help maintain, clean it up, and also share some pictures of what this place used to look like. Yeah, so it's changed a little bit since I was here. These are empty already. I believe those are granite, someone told me, although it looks like marble. This is Luzerne County. This is known as the Good Shepherd Mausoleum. It's been heavily covered, excuse me, by the news. News stations, newspapers have covered this place. And that is pretty much how I found out about it, mostly from the news. There was people that were interviewed who have people laid to rest here, and they have not received any help from the owners. And year after year, just time passes by and nothing much changes, but changes may be on the horizon. After we check out the office building, I will share with you what was shared with me. And I will say it's rather surprising what I heard, so stay tuned for that. The office building is definitely much worse, as it's primarily just a brick structure with a wooden roof that has holes in it, and it's severely decaying, moldy, and not in good condition. So I'll give you a brief look at that. This is the normal entranceway. See the railing? I forget which video it was, but a few years ago I did share some pictures that were shared with me about how this place used to look back when I believe it was in operation, or just after it closed, when the pastor, I believe, who was maintaining it passed away. But these bushes were like youngins compared to how they are now. Hey, VP. So smashed out windows. Again, we were here just in October, so it's not a whole lot of time since I was here, since my last visit, but some things have changed. Let me adjust. You guys are sitting on a monitor. Let me adjust that so I don't get caught up on some branches. So bear with me 1 minute. Okay, that's better. And this is also the same building where my last visit, I did hear noises from the inside, which gave me I guess a cause for concern that thinking someone was in here in pain. I heard some moaning and distress when I first arrived, but was not able to get it to recreate itself. And my friend VP was here. I did bring her and her husband here this past summer, and she did a video for her channel. That is the casket lowering device, which I put over the hole to lower the casket down. Cash register right there. I had no doubt that this place is haunted, but I would think that it would be more so the mausoleum building than this office, but who's to say that it can't be? Do some housekeeping. Vacuum's still here. I know VP would appreciate that. And I can smell the mold from out here. And it looks like there's some nesting here too from some animals. And that black on the wall is black mold. And there is the cough medicine, specifically children's allergy relief. Now with the broken windows, it's obviously getting some ventilation, but I still wouldn't go in there without a respirator. But there's honestly not really much reason to go inside. You can see everything through the windows, just some desks in there, toppled over mattresses, which I don't know why mattresses would be in here. Maybe the caretaker was living here. This could have been a bedroom. But someone's been here afterwards with all this allergy medicine, so who knows? This is just a little utility shed. We did find some pills out here. Let me see if I can find some. Excuse me, scratchy throat. Oh, here they are. We found these last time, myself and VP. We couldn't identify them. I was thinking maybe like antacid or Pepto-Bismol pills. They're pink in color, but there's no writing on them whatsoever. Well, that time may not come, VP, because the news I'm going to share may take away that opportunity. And, excuse me, here's looking through the other window. All those boxes are nighttime and allergy medicine. So there are cases upon cases. There's well over a dozen cases, and however many boxes are in there per case. Have you guys reaching through the window now, so I know I probably sound farther away, but I'd have you in there so you could get a decent view of everything. And as mentioned, there is the front door. Oh yeah, rodents, probably even snakes. Why'd it have to be snakes? So I'm going to bring you back over to the main building, and I'm going to finally share with you what was shared with me. And then we'll be concluding today's live stream. And it's a heat wave here in northeast Pennsylvania. It's around 38 degrees. Just a couple days ago, it was 15 degrees. Windy out, but it honestly feels great compared to what we've had recently. '70 in Las Vegas. No one likes a bragger. Alright, I got you back here positioned right by the window. So my most recent video from here I put out, excuse me for the sniffling, always happens with the cold weather. I filmed it towards the end of October. I can't remember when it was released. I think it was end of October. And I've been coming here yearly pretty much since 2017. As I explained earlier in this live stream, this place has gotten worse each and every time, as you can see. But some of it is understandable, some of it's not. But like I said, the property has been maintained now. The building inside has been cleaned up since 2023. It's gotten better since then. But after my most recent video came out, I received a message from an attorney. And I was like, oh boy, what's this about? And it was regarding, the subject line was regarding the Good Shepherd Mausoleum. So they had some questions for me, specifically if I had more photos of this place and if I knew any other details that maybe weren't shared in the video. I always share basically what I know, which I always shared with you guys. I had talked to some locals who have people like us here or who have been kind of keeping an eye on it over time. So I shared what I could with it, with the individual. The photos I did have were shared in the video. I did refer to him, to the person that gave me the pictures, of maybe contacting him to get more pictures. Long story short, he said there is a business that is basically showing interest in rehabilitating this place, not demolishing it, but bringing it back to its original glory. So I don't really know more than that, just that there is a ball that started rolling to have some positive changes take place, that they may actually fix the roof, fix anything that needs to be fixed. Now beyond that, I don't know who would assume ownership, and I don't know if there's any way for donations to be made. That I don't know yet. If I do get more information about that, such as if there's a GoFundMe page or donations can be made to the construction company, I will definitely update you guys further. But that's the best news I've heard in a long time. I was certain that this place would get torn down, especially since the undertaker, or the undertaker for the funeral home, has been helping families to remove bodies and relocate them to other places. There's also people laid to rest here who have no one alive today to speak on their behalf. So there are people that are never going to leave here unless they're forcibly moved without any consent because the building is just too far gone. So 2025 may, show some positive results for this place. I'm sure there's a lot of hoops and hurdles that have to be jumped through and passed to have any work done, because again, this has been tied up in a legal battle for years. So there's, I'm sure, a lot of red tape, a lot of hoops and hurdles and challenges that do lie ahead. But there is definitely a company that is showing interest in taking care of this property and bringing it back to a place that people can come to lay their loved ones to rest and to visit the ones who are already here. So I think that's fabulous, fantastic news. I was actually in disbelief when I read the email, and it was a legitimate attorney that did reach out to me and was able to share that with me. He couldn't share more than that because, again, everything is kind of in the preliminary stages right now. But I think that is great news for not only the building itself, but the people that are laid to rest here and the people who are able to come here and visit their loved ones, because right now it's a sad sight. My best guess during my last visit is that they should remove the rest of the people, bury them on site, and get rid of the building. That way it's no longer an eyesore, no longer a hazard. But it may not be necessary now. So I just wanted to share that with you since it was shared with me, and hopefully things do align, the stars align, and the challenges that are faced do get passed, and that could actually happen. Make videos during construction and after if it's done. If that actually does happen, I absolutely will come and give updates of the construction. I don't know what's going to be involved, but from what I was told, they want to keep what's here and just make it how it once was. Hopefully it all works out. I hope so too. Again, if there's any updates, I will either share on my Facebook page or my community post page if there's any place to donate, or for any information that is shared with me that isn't really worthy of a video. I definitely will keep you guys updated. And if you want to see my previous updates, just go to my Mausoleum playlist, which has all my visits to this location starting back in 2017. So with that being said, I want to thank you guys for coming out, for hanging out for a little bit, and listening to me ramble about the latest news here at the abandoned Good Shepherd Mausoleum. Good news possibly on the horizon, and I was glad that the attorney was able to share that with me, because that's the best news I've heard about this place in probably 7 years. Aside from that, the individuals who have been coming here to maintain the property, job well done. You guys have done an amazing job. And anything else that was shared with me as far as pictures and additional information has been incredibly helpful to make these videos worthwhile. And I know there's a lot of people who are invested in this location wanting to know what's going to happen, because it's a really unique state of condition that's technically abandoned. It's been covered by outlets, news stations, newspapers, and by local explorers like myself. And 9 times out of 10, these places get demolished, but that may not happen. Anyways, guys, take care. Thanks for watching. And as always, I'll see you in the next video. Gotta figure out how to shut this off now.